Blessings to you today. Come today in a really hard subject, difficult subject, one of pain, one of grief, one of endless misunderstanding. And it's a difficult subject for everybody, and it's a taboo subject for everybody too. Okay? People don't like to talk about death. They don't like to talk about murder. They don't like to talk about suicide. They don't like to talk about any of it because they don't understand it. Because our bodies come into a place of such grief, of such misunderstanding of the truth. One, I'd like to say, anybody who has loved ones, friends that have passed on, anybody at all of my blessings to you. It's so hard to have understanding about death itself. So I'm here today to give you a little bit of joy about it. That death is about joy also. It's not only about sadness and longing and missing someone. Those are the emotions that we feel. The emotions we feel about when somebody passes away, we don't think that we get to ever have more conversation with them. It isn't true, because they're always around. You know, we talked last week about all the spirits that keep seeing us and being with us all the time. They're always there, right? So we still have an ongoing relationship, whether you have an understanding of that or not. So if you do have a loved one that has passed away, friends, no matter what circumstance the death is, please stay in touch with them. Be in contact with them. Allow them to come bless you. Once we get to the other side, the pain of our souls diminish, okay? We have pain in our awareness as humans. We come into lifetimes sometimes with severe pain. Awareness of past lives, these things that we hold upon us, these karmas that we design, okay? Murder, suicide, and death, any circumstance. I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but any circumstance of death means that you karmically signed how you're going to die. Just like you karmically signed all the situations and circumstances in your life. How many people you'll be married to, are you going to be a girl, are you going to be a boy, it doesn't matter what it is, it's been signed. Meaning it is a destiny that will take place. We choose our death, okay? Sometimes it's cancer, sometimes it's a car accident, sometimes little babies don't even live 3 days. Sometimes we're raped or murdered. Sometimes we're shot. Sometimes we just pass away in our sleep peacefully. Everybody thinks that's a wonderful thing, right? Sometimes we take our own lives. People take their own lives too. So I need you to have an understanding of karmic destiny about death, including suicide, including murder, including having cancer and sickness and illness and pain. Suicide is one of the hardest things that people try to understand, and they don't understand it because we want ourselves and we want life thriving for the people that we love. We don't want them to be sick. We don't want them to have mental illness. We don't want them to have misery or depression in their lives. We look at some of these people that have taken their own life. There's a reason for that. They karmically signed a contract that says, I'm going to come to earth and all of these situations and circumstances are going to be so bad in my life that I'm not going to be able to handle it. And so I'm going to take my own life so that I can get back to you. I'm not here to argue anybody's religious belief at all, because religions have their own belief. If people go to hell, quote unquote, or up to heaven, okay, it has the design of the person. It's not about the act that they did. It's about the soul level that they're on. So some of you have had people that have done horrible, horrible, horrible things to others. That person is going to be judged whether they go to heaven or hell, if you believe in such a thing. Religions also believe that suicide, if you take your own life, you will go to hell. I can't say that that's true. I know some people that have had so much endless emotional pain and mental pain that they just want out of this lifetime. They want to go back to God because it's beautiful there. They want to go back to spirit. The handles of the flesh are too much. Make very, very, very sure that those individuals that have died in such a tragic way, that you have true understanding of why and what they were enduring. What happened in their life to cause them their decision. Because it's their decision. Nobody's doing it to them. The situation is just an example to give them the excuse of their karmic contract. That's all. Sometimes we come to life and we go through enduring horrible, horrible, horrible things so that we can be okay. So that we go, oh my gosh, I had to do this so that I can teach people now. So I can help addicts. I was an addict myself, so I can help addicts. Or I was this myself. I went through huge back trauma so that I can become a back surgeon for people. It doesn't really matter the circumstance and the situation. Sometimes those situations are so big and so hard that it's about their own demise. To teach people that life is hard. It's a difficult thing. I guarantee you, if any of you have had somebody that has been murdered, that died in a tragic way, that has committed suicide in your family or your friends, you have a misunderstanding. They just want peace. They just want love. And they signed it. They chose that in this lifetime. So I want to share with you the joy about what that is. And I know you guys are going to argue there's no joy in suicide, Cyd. There's no joy in suicide. There's no joy in a tragic death. The only joy that resides is that there's continual love and blessings upon that soul. And that they've had it the whole time. They had angels, they had spirits, they had their guides loving them through that their whole life. They did. And all they wanted to do was return home, to be loved, to have the joy of God and Christ and angels, the hierarchy, to bring them in. Because they have an understanding of human pain. And they have an understanding that all we want to do is go back home. All we want to do is go back home because Earth can suck. I'm just telling you, it can be so bad here. But it's about having understanding. It's about having love. So if you know somebody that has had a tragic death, have an understanding that they were so warrior-like, they were so big as a soul that they wanted to volunteer to endure that pain for you, for others, for themselves, for their soul's understanding. They're so powerful. You're not allowed to take your own life by accident, ever. You won't be able to do it. You can't do it. It's a physical, emotional, soulful, non-negotiable, cannot do it. And I want to have a conversation about those kids out there, those young teens. If you guys are adults and you're watching this right now and these kids threaten suicide, you sit them down and you have a conversation with them. It's so hard, I'm just gonna go kill myself. would never be a conversation that could exist in my home, and it shouldn't exist in yours. It shouldn't. You take that kid and you sit that kid down and you say, you know what? We're going to have a conversation about what you're really talking. Because that's not something to joke about. Ever. And it's not something that can be drama for you guys to allow in your homes with these children. Children kill themselves. They do really bad things to themselves sometimes. So do adults, because their burden is too much. Please don't be victims of this. Please understand, on a soulful level, they just want to go home. But tragedy, especially when it comes to children, you can't stop it. If someone, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information. If someone is going to take their own life, there's absolutely nothing anyone can do to stop that. So if you've had somebody that has killed themselves, taken their own life, you could have done everything in your power. They will find a way. They will. They will set it up. They will do exactly what they need to do to carry out this act. Sometimes they do it at you because they might be mad at you and they want to have your suffering. Other times, they don't want to harm anyone. They don't want to harm anyone, but they can't live the way that they need to live anymore. They don't want to be here. So they have the right to take their own life. Like you have the right to create cancer if that's what you choose how to die. We all have 100% responsibility in this. The only time someone else's death is your fault is if you killed them. I'll just say that straight up. We can't save them as much as we want to. We want to save them. We want to help them. All you people that feel guilty about it, I should have been there for that person. I should have been there more and more and more. Well, maybe you should have been there more, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome. You can't live in fear with it, and you can't turn around 24 hours a day and live in guilt in it either. Life happens the way it's supposed to. Many, many, many people have watched somebody be in depression or suffering or insanity. Can you help them, really? All you can do is love them. That's all there is. You can love them. You can be a part of their pain. But it's their life. It's their decisions, not yours. If you took another soul's life, that's on you. That's between you and that person. It is. And you and that person and God have to have that conversation. So remember all those souls. No matter how tragic their death, it's just earth. No matter how tragic their death is, it's earth. And it was meant to be that way. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it was meant to happen in the way that it did. But now they're home. Now they're home. And they don't have the pain. I'm so sorry for your loss. Always love them. Please don't have misunderstanding over what took place. Listen in your heart and your soul. Listen to who they are and why they chose such a thing. Blessings upon you all.